Thank you. We'll call the meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. We respectfully acknowledge that the community of the municipality of Highlands East is located on the Treaty 20 Michi-Segag territory and in the traditional territory of the Michi-Segag and Chippewa Nations, collectively known as the Williams Treaties First Nations. The community of the municipality of Highlands East respectfully acknowledges that the Williams Treaties First Nations are the stewards and caretakers of these lands and water in perpetuity, and that they continue to maintain this responsibility to ensure their health and integrity for generations to come. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. The agenda.
That the agenda for the regular meeting of council of March 10th, 2026 be approved as circulated.
Have someone move? Councillor McKenzie, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. The minutes?
That council for the municipality of Highlands East approves the minutes of the regular and special meetings of February 10th and 17th, 2026.
Have someone move? Deputy Mayor Ryle, second by Councillor Lewis. All in favor? Carried. This morning, council, we have a delegation. We have a donation request from Care North Hastings, and Jennifer Caulfield's going to be present. I think you're on mute, Jennifer. Still can't hear you.
How about now?
That's better. Thank you.
Yay. Always nervous about technical glitches. So I'm Jennifer Caulfield from Care North Hastings. We're a community support service agency located in Bancroft. We're attached to the manor and the hospital building. We serve 2,318 seniors. So our seniors on file are age 55 and over or age 18 and up with a disability. Last year, we were successful in getting the Seniors Active Living Center grant. So we've been running that for almost a year. It'll be a year in April. And what we're looking for is some extra money to put towards people that are members of our Seniors Active Living Center, known as North Hastings Active Agers, that we're able to fund some of the programs that we offer without having a copay. So we offer, arts, crafts, music, social functions, congregate dining, painting. We did a sleigh ride this year. We have line dancing, pickleball, and they all have a copay on them. Not everyone can afford a copay. So I have written to 3 other municipalities, and yourselves being one of them, asking for $1,500, except for Hastings Highlands, their limit is $500. But I've also asked from Township of Faraday. Right now, we have 38 rostered members that are in Cardiff of our 206 members.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. I guess I was going to ask the question, how many that we have, and it's interesting because we are sharing something very, very much the same with the county of Haliburton.
Mm-hmm.
And the same program, and it's standing kind of on its own. And I realize your structure is a little bit different than ours, but I guess, how many did you say there was that you reached out to other 3 municipalities?
Yes.
How many municipalities would be involved?
So I've only reached out to 3 so far: Hastings Highlands, Highlands East, and Faraday. Town of Bancroft donates their space to us in kind, so I haven't asked for a donation from them. And Wollaston Township and Limerick, they have a Seniors Active Living Center down there in Gilmore. So they are new as well. They just started it last year, so I did not approach those municipalities.
Thank you. Questions? Thank you for the delegation. We will be back to you.
Okay, great. Thank you for your time.
Resolution?
That council for the municipality of Highlands East received the delegation from Jennifer Coffelt on behalf of Care North Hastings regarding a donation request at this March 10th, 2026 regular meeting of council.
Could I have someone move? Deputy Mayor Ryle, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Department reports, building department monthly. Colin?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Mayor and Council. So I have the monthly summary for February for Council's information today. Numbers mostly similar to last year for the month of February. We have lots of admin work kind of ongoing. I just wanted to mention renewal letters. So we did send out about 300 renewal letters this year. We do this kind of to try and reduce the number of outstanding permits we have. Building department has had renewal fees since 2005. And we had a public meeting recently actually 2 public meetings for the most recent changes on our fees and charges. So I just wanted to kind of mention that stuff, but I can answer any questions council may have on this. Thank you.
Questions? Councillor Lewis.
Yes, Colin, I've gotten a few phone calls. And so can you just kind of clarify these letters regarding the renewal on permits fees that date back to I have one that dates back to 2019. Can you clarify that this is not a new bylaw, or if this is, how does this come into play? Because I have a lot of I'm being bombarded with a lot of questions on this.
Yeah, so like I say, it's not a new bylaw. I'm not sure how much of this they did in the past. We've certainly seen some letters in the files that we pulled, but a lot of them were just kind of not dealt with, I think, at the time. So we basically went back as far as 2012 at this point and pulled the files, kind of seen where they're at, and then sent out letters. People call us back with the permit numbers, and then we kind of discuss what we have for records in there and what they have, and then kind of go from there. Unfortunately, they do have to pay some renewal fees sometimes, but we try and, like I say, be courteous to people, and we're certainly not out to get people with this. It's just we're trying to get rid of some of the outstanding permits we have, which are literally hundreds of them. So.
Deputy Mayor Ryle.
Hey, Colin, just looking unfortunately at the financial implications again this year, and it looks like, although it's only 1 month, so you really can't draw much from that, but it looks like it is slightly down from what it was in 2025, which was significantly down from 2024. And I'm wondering if that is a trend. Why am I asking? Because that is going to impact our construction people significantly if it continues on this. 1 year is one thing, but 2 years might be something. So I'm just wondering, from what you said at the moment, do you see this as being a trend? Will it hold kind of sort of where it is with a smaller decrease, but not big one? Or is it just fluctuation at this point?
Sorry, Council. It's really hard for me to actually hear the Councillor's questions there. I got my volume cranked up, so I'm not sure.
Okay, let's try it again. I'm just looking at
Oh, that's better. Thank you.
Better?
Yeah.
Well, it's just my old feeble voice too. The 2025 numbers are higher than 2026, but not significantly amount when it comes to financial implication. I was wondering if this is a trend going forward in your mind. I've realized it's only 1 month, so you can't draw a lot, but it's not down anywhere near the differential that was in 2024 to 2025. But it does impact the construction industry in our area. I mean, these guys are trying to figure out where they're going, and I'm just wondering if you knew if there's anything in the pike or could be coming down the pike in the near future.
Well, no, like I say, I agree. It certainly seemed like we're off to a better start this year, and I'm hoping it continues. And again, we'll kind of see by year end where we end up. I think a lot of times depends on weather and kind of other things going on in the world today. But at this point, it's certainly looking like things are good for this year, and we'll hope it continues. But I really can't answer other than that, I guess. It's looking promising, is all I'll say.
Thank you.
Councillor McKenzie.
I too have had a couple of phone calls regarding the building permit issue. One was from a senior lady who, and I do have a copy of the memo that was sent out that she, first of all, she doesn't like talking to answering machines, so, but I think we will be getting back to her now. And she had no idea what it was about, although the building permit number is on the memo. The other phone call I had was just for a little bit of clarification, but on a positive note, it was the deputy building inspector this individual was talking to, and he did comment that he was very polite and professional in how he was dealt with.
Yeah, I know, I guess for me, Counselor, I just don't want to talk about specific files today. Like I say, if council has questions about certain files, we can certainly pull the file and see what's in there and talk about it. I think some of the time cloud permit might be, like some of these permits we sent letters are actually on cloud permit, but sometimes they don't have it set up where they're not getting the emails that automatically come out. I know there were some that don't like to phone and get a voicemail to leave a message. So again, I think sometimes there's other things that are contributing to some of these issues. But like I say, we can certainly pull certain files and talk to council if there's something they want to see in a certain file. I'm okay with that.
Thanks, Colin. Go ahead.
Just one other comment. This lady in particular is a senior. I know her fairly well. She's a fairly sharp person, but she doesn't like talking to answering machines. She did phone a couple numbers that were provided, didn't want to talk to the machine. So somebody that doesn't want to leave a message on a machine is not going to understand what a cloud permit is.
Angela?
So like, how did we come to this point where it's that far back and then all of a sudden we're catching up? I think that's what's throwing people off, that all of a sudden, they don't get no warning about it, and then they're getting this bill in the mail or saying that they owe back from 2000, I'm just gonna use 2019. So going forward, is this gonna be like a yearly thing or once you've caught up? It's just trying to explain to these people and when I don't even understand it.
No, like I say, I don't know what percentage I would have, but I'm going to say most of the files I've pulled actually have received some renewal letters over the years. They just haven't been dealt with, unfortunately. So I think sometimes now they're getting a new letter, realizing that this is still open, so they're trying to deal with it. But I can say the older ones before 2021, which was when we started cloud permit, are definitely harder to deal with because people aren't getting any notifications. So unless they get a letter or they know something's outstanding, those ones are trickier. But anyway, council, all I'll say is we're doing our best with these. I'm just trying to get rid of some of the outstanding permits, and it's a bit of a challenge sometimes. It's certainly not something we enjoy here in the building department. We just do it because it has to be done, and we're trying to clear some files. So,
Any other questions? Thanks very much for the clarification too, Colin, by the way, and resolution.
thank you.
The council receive and accept the building department February 2026 operations report as submitted by the chief building official as information only.
Someone move. Deputy Mayor Ryle, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Thanks, Colin.
Thank you.
Bylaw operations report. Wayne coming in.
Morning, Mr. Mayor and Council. We have a revised report again this month. Hopefully this will suffice. Moving forward, we're going to continue to follow this outline if that's sufficient.
All right, thanks, Wayne, and thank you for putting this together, Deputy Mayor Ryle.
Yeah, thanks very much, Wayne. I again, a little bit outspoken the last time we reviewed one of the thing, but I think this is a significant improvement. What I'm kind of hoping will come out of this is, and I realized when we spoke a couple of months ago, that in trying to repair some of the challenges that are in enforcing the bylaw, infractions, you've got to deal with other bylaws that kind of sort of fit into the same general category. And if you change the way we close or deal with those, you have to deal with them kind of all at once. So I'm kind of wondering, have we got an idea of when we're going to begin to investigate that? Because the way you explained it to me the last time, if I'm not understanding, although they may be separate bylaws, they are similar in the challenges for attaining compliance. And if we were going to go to a fine system or some kind of a financial cost, that all three or whatever number there was has to be dealt with almost, if not identically at the same time, similarly in the way they're handling it. Any word on where we can look at that starting to come forward? If nothing else, just a report.
As through the mayor to deputy. We're working on the different bylaws right now. The administrative bylaw, we could implement it tomorrow. However, next month we'd have to change it all. So what we're trying to do is look at the noise bylaw, the building or the parking bylaw, clean and clear bylaw, the dog bylaw, and a few others to get them in line so that we can move them into the administrative penalty bylaw, and then we can implement them all at the same time, and we won't have to come back and revise them on a monthly basis. So hopefully we'll have something for next month, some of the bylaws that you could have a look at, and then we'll send them off to the lawyer and get them approved.
Go ahead, Steve.
Wayne, thank you very much. I truly appreciate that. And again, if we can get some kind of an indicator on where we're going next month, then that would be great. But if it's going to take a few more months than that to do it, then I'll be looking forward to progress reports. And thank you very much for putting this on your list of priorities.
Other questions? Resolution.
The council receive and accept the bylaw department February 2026 operations report as submitted by the bylaw officer.
Someone move, Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Short-term rental license report.
Good morning, Mayor and Council members. My report for the short-term rentals licensing program is before you with updated general statistics for February. Council's direction prior to today's meeting was that Council directs staff to undertake the short-term rental licensing bylaw and program consultation, and further that Council chooses 2, 3, 4, and 1 being written submission, online, and paper survey, direct outreach to licensed operators, and public meeting consultation methods. And further, that Council directed staff to provide a brief summary report ahead of the meeting to be included in today's Council agenda. So staff are progressing with the short-term rental licensing bylaw review and public engagement as directed by Council. The public meeting takes place at the optional meeting date of March 24th at 9:30 a.m. The public meeting announcement was released on the website on March 2nd and was emailed to STR operators and applicants on March 3rd. Members of the public are invited to submit written comments by 4 p.m. on Monday, March 23rd, either to register to speak at the meeting or if unable to attend. All feedback will be summarized for Council consideration. The public survey was released March 5th and was emailed to STR operators and applicants on March 6th. This survey will remain open until 11:59 p.m. on April 2nd, 2026. There are also paper copies available at the municipal office for those that prefer hard copy. End of report.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions, comments? Thank you for putting that together, by the way, and pretty confident is exactly what council are looking for. Cease?
It is exactly what I was looking for. I mean, I was a strong advocate of trying to get clarity on this, and it seems to me that as the first phase of it, which is the mostly information gathering, this is going to be a great opportunity to hear from those who are involved with doing this on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, so I think the meeting that we're going to be holding in March is going to be a big thing, and I'm looking forward to being there.
Questions? Resolution?
The council receive and accept the short-term rental licensing report, February 2026, as submitted by the short-term rental licensing clerk enforcement officer as information only.
If someone move, Councillor McKenzie, second by Deputy Mayor Ryle. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fire Department, March monthly operations report. Chris?
Good morning, Mayor Burton, members of council. Before you have the monthly operations report for February. It's showing 23 calls for February, 53 calls to date. It's 1 call for Station 1, 8 for Station 2, 4 for Station 3, 9 at Station 4, and 1 for Station 6. Note on the vehicle replacement schedule coming up. Once final approval for the 2026 budget has been granted, the fire department will be moving ahead with the issuance of a required request for proposals for a new pumper at Station 1, side-by-side and trailer at Station 3, and a new rescue at Station 3. The 2 previous rescues were purchased as cab and chassis and a box built for the bed area. The cost to manufacture these boxes has significantly increased, actually doubled since our last purchase. In order to keep the costs affordable while maintaining function, I plan to proceed with the RFP for a 3/4 ton or heavier pickup truck. The truck would then be outfitted with a cap and storage system similar to Station 2. This new vehicle would be placed into Station 6, and the current Station 6 rescue would be relocated to Station 3 in Gooderham. Station 3 responds independently of the other stations and would benefit from the larger storage area. Station 1 and 6 responds in complement to each other with Station 1, and they already have the box with the larger storage area. That's the intention for those vehicle placements. That's all for that report.
Great, thanks, Chris. And it makes nothing but sense to me what your idea and what your plan is. But anyway, council, any questions? Deputy Mayor.
Chris, I think the answer is pretty self-evident, but I noticed that we're having significant increases as we go along, February just being one. Would that be more of an indicator of the number of people that we're now having in this neck of the woods as opposed to what we had before? Because there was a jump between, predominantly between, well, in 2026. So I'm just wondering, would that be probably 90% of it?
Through your mayor to the deputy, I'm assuming you're responding to the call volumes. It is our busiest year to date. It's not one particular type of call. Actually, we're high in structure fires already this year. Hopefully that trend doesn't continue, but it's been kind of an increase across the board. And speaking at the tri-services the other day, all of us have increase in call volumes other than Algonquin Highlands at this point, but it's pretty early to tell. Hopefully the weather events and other things going on will possibly reduce that increase or maintain it. I'm not sure at this point of the year.
Great, other questions? Resolution.
The council receive and accept the fire department March 2026 monthly operations report as submitted by the fire chief as information only.
Could have someone move? Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. March 2026 firefighter appointment report. Chris?
Thank you, Mayor. Before you have the firefighter appointment report, and this is to add 2 firefighters to the roster for a 12-month probationary period. 1, Peter Russell to Station 2. That's all for that report.
We lost you the last part of it, but I think you were just going to mention Emma Kearns to Station 1, probably.
Correct.
All right. Any questions? That's good news from my end, Chris. That we're getting a few recruits in, and that's that's what it's all about. Any other comments? Resolution.
The council receive and accept the March 2026 firefighter appointment report as submitted by the fire chief, and further, the council appoint the following to the roster for a 12-month probationary period. First being Peter Russell to Station 2 in Highland Grove, and secondly, Emma Kearns to Station 1 in Cardiff.
Could I have someone move? Counselor Lewis, second by Counselor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you.
Parks and Recreation and Facilities, James.
Good morning, Mayor Burton and members of council. You have my report in front of you there. Excuse me. Staff was busy in the month of February, and hopefully all this good weather that we're getting now will continue on, that we can focus on doing other projects and other stuff to get ready for spring cleanup. The community centers have been as busy as ever. They haven't slowed down much. In the arena, we're dying off here now. We're getting in the last month of being used. Figure skating was a tremendous event on Saturday just gone by, and we have a final men's hockey tournament in another week on the 20th and 21st, and from there on our closing is at the arena is March 31st, and that's my report for council.
Ready. Thanks, Jim. Any comments, questions? Resolution?
The council receive and accepts the Parks Recreation Facilities February 2026 report as submitted by the property supervisor as information only.
Could I have someone move? Counselor Strong, second by Counselor McKenzie. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Thanks, Jim. Environmental monthly report. Patrick?
Yes, good morning, Mayor and Council. I believe you have my report before you. Updates on inspections. We've had both the Ministry of Environment and the Health Unit on site to inspect a number of our facilities, including Cardiff Sewage Works and all the small systems that the municipality operates. Once we have results from those inspections, I'll be sure to update Council. If there are any questions regarding this report, I'd be happy to answer them at this time.
Questions? Resolution?
The council receive and accept the Environmental Department March 2026 operations report as submitted by the environmental supervisor as information only.
Have someone move? Counselor McKenzie, second by Counselor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. 2025 annual summary report, Cardiff and Dino. Patrick?
Yeah, thank you. The purpose of this report is to bring forward the Cardiff and Dino Drinking Water Systems annual reports for Council's review and to approve the CAO for signage. If there are any questions regarding these reports, I'd be happy to answer them.
Patrick, any questions, comments? Resolution?
The council receive and accept the 2025 annual summary reports, Cardiff and Dino, as submitted by the environmental supervisor, and further that council approve the CAO treasurer to sign the annual reports for the Cardiff DWS and Dino DWS to be true and accurate on behalf of the municipality.
If someone move. Counselor Lewis, second by Counselor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Thanks, Patrick. Public Works, Road and Waste, monthly Public Works update. Perry.
Morning, Mayor and members of council and staff. Before you is our Public Works and Waste monthly report. Staff are preparing for the warmer weather in our near forecast by cleaning out problem areas of snow, allowing for the spring runoff. Snowbanks are being shut back by our grader operators, and gravel potholes are being repaired, as well as repairs to potholes in some of our surface treated roads. Half loads were implemented on all of our municipal roads on Friday morning, March the 6th, and staff will lift those half loads when the season dries up and we are ready to put full load, no load restrictions back on the roads again. Request for proposals, we're just doing up some final drafts on those to be ready for distribution once council approves the 2026 budget later today. That will ensure that we'll get the best value for the municipality. And once that budget is approved, then we will finalize those RFPs and circulate them for bidding as soon as possible. On the waste side of things, reviewing waste site operations and efficiencies are ongoing. Staff are working, have worked on scheduling the household hazardous waste events for the 2026 season. And we have booked the Glamorgan transfer station July 4th. And the Monmouth waste site will be booked for August 22nd of 2026. This is the last year of the RFP that we are in with the County of Haliburton, and all of the county and member municipalities are working on a new RFP that will be going out to facilitate hopefully better pricing in the next few years with our household hazardous waste events. Staff are also preparing for the winter event that is coming up here. Hopefully within the next few hours. Hopefully it passes by us, misses us. We could use a little bit of good luck on that in that vein if it did happen to scoot by us. So that is my report for today. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Perry. Questions? Comment? Just, I guess, what I have to say, Perry, is keep up the good work. I'm not getting a lot of complaints right now, so thank you.
I'll take that back to our staff. Thank you.
The council receive and accept the Public Works monthly update as submitted by the Public Works Manager for information purposes only.
If someone move, Deputy Mayor Ryle, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Property lease agreement, Municipality Highlands East and TriStar Electric Incorporated. Perry.
Thank you once again, Mr. Mayor and members of council. So this is a report that I'm bringing to council today that the council will approve in theory and in principle once the said agreements are in place for the rental of short-term lease of the property here at 19897 Highway 118, which is the Public Works Garage. This agreement would be between TriStar Electric Incorporated, which are a subcontractor for Hydro One, and they're planning on installing a significant amount of hydro poles between Haliburton and Harcourt to facilitate new fiber internet in our area. Representative of TriStar Electric Inc. Recently approached the municipality to lease a portion of the Public Works property while they are in the area installing the hydro poles. A draft lease agreement was supplied by TriStar, and it's under review right now with our current insurance providers and our litigator to be sure that it is a fair and equitable agreement moving forward. The portion of the property that they are looking to lease is a grass area that is off to the, as you're pulling into our driveway, is on the left-hand side. This section of property has been used in past by Hydro One. This company would utilize their own hydro. They would be in their own marked said area, and they would not interfere with any of the operations of the Public Works staff while we are here working, doing our job to keep the municipality rolling along. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them.
Perry, you pretty well answered all my questions with your report, but any questions from council? Cease, go ahead.
Perry, just a question, and I'm sure it happens all the time. Are you concerned at all about their being able to access it when they need to, and security perhaps in the rest of our site? Or is this something that you're pretty well got under control with them?
Through your worship to Deputy Mayor Ryle. No, I don't foresee any concerns with this company being here on the said property. They would have access 24 hours. They have their own hydro and their own washroom facilities, so there would be very little, if no need to be in the area where our public works staff are. And just so everyone is aware too, in the summer months, we run all of our staff out of the other works garage, 19951. So all of our equipment and operators report there every morning. So this would be a benefit to the municipality, as it would be extra funds that were not in today's budget, which is a nice thing. The period of 6 months could be extended to somewhere between 10 to 12 months as well too. So a little bit of a revenue getter for the municipality, and as we all know, every cent helps. So.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? I guess one comment I would have, Perry, is we have certainly done this before. It's been successful when we have done it with hydro, and I believe maybe Miller Paving at one time as well, and that it's always been a very positive thing, and I look forward, well, of course, number one, to the internet getting here as well as all the hydro poles running around. I'm extremely pleased that we can take part with it.
Yes, thank you.
Resolution.
The council receive and accept the report titled Property Lease Agreement Municipality of Highlands East and TriStar Electric, Inc. as prepared by the Public Works Manager, and that council agrees in principle to enter into a lease agreement with TriStar Electric, Inc. for the rental of a portion of the land located at 19897 Highway 118 Public Works Garage for a period of 6 months, and that the lease agreement shall be executed on behalf of the municipality by the mayor and clerk at a future meeting of council, contingent upon all lease conditions being fulfilled and mutually agreed upon by both parties.
Could I have someone move? Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
Information technology, monthly operations report. Heath.
Good morning, Mayor and members of council. Before you is the Information Technology Monthly Report for the month. The report provides council with a high-level view of how information technology and digital initiatives are being governed, stabilized, and advanced in support of municipal operations. I would be happy to answer any questions council may have at this time.
Thanks, Heath. Any questions or comments? Deputy Mayor Ryle.
Yeah, thanks very much, Heath. It's great summary of what we have here. Just a couple of questions about things that we're kind of in the works right now, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to deal with them. For instance, we're going to make some amendments to whatever we're going to be doing with STRs, possibly some adjustments also with bylaw. And obviously, we just had another good meeting with our local community groups. A lot of that stuff's still up in the air. As that stuff gets finalized, are we going to be able to make adaptations to the software as and when needed?
For clarification through you, Mayor, which softwares are you looking to advance?
I'm not sure, because I'm just looking at the three subjects that we're talking about, and I'm not sure what software they would impact. So I'm thinking as we resolve how we're going to handle it, it may or may not affect some software. And I was wondering, is that something we can be dealing with in the future without having to worry about it at this point?
Okay, through you, Mayor. I hear the intent of the question. Before offering a recommendation, I'd like to confirm all the facts and return with a complete response if that's okay with council.
Certainly. Questions? Resolution?
That council receive and accept the Information Technology February 2026 Operations Report as submitted by the Deputy Treasurer for information purposes only.
Do I have someone move? Deputy Mayor Ryle, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. Thanks, Heath. Finance, approval of accounts.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Before you is the finance approval of accounts report for the period ending February 28, 2026. This report represents the municipality's routine disbursements processed through our financial systems. Total disbursements for the month of February total $429,279.52.
Thank you. Any questions? Resolution?
That council receive and accept the Finance Department February 2026 General Accounts Report in the amount of $429,279.52 as information only.
Do I have someone move? Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. 2025 Council Committee Remuneration and Expenses. Eve? Brittany?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Before you, council, is an annual report for council's review. This is the 2025 Council and Committee Remuneration Report as outlined in Section 284 of the Municipal Act. So on an annual basis, prior to March 31st, the treasurer shall provide to council of the municipality an itemized statement on remuneration and expenses paid in the previous year. So each councillor and committee members' per diems and expenses were summarized as an attachment and includes all payments made directly to the councillor and or committee member. So those committee members for Highlands East include those that are serving on our Committee of Adjustment for Highlands East. So from a financial implication, the total expenses for 2025 for council and committees was in the amount of $148,107.47. And those monies were included in our 2025 budget and reported on in our quarterly financial statements. Any questions? Happy to take them.
Questions, comments? Resolution?
The council receive and accept the 2025 Council and Committee Remuneration and Expenses Report as per Section 284(1) of the Municipal Act 2001 as submitted by the CAO Treasurer.
If someone move, Councillor Lewis, second by Deputy Mayor Ryle. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. 2026 Budget Report.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So before you this morning, council, is our finalized 2026 budget report. The draft budget was presented to council for review, comment, and consideration at a special meeting that was held on February the 17th. The presentation included all operating and capital items for the 2026 year across all departments. The initial proposed tax rate increase was 5.96. At the meeting, there were no changes requested by council at that time with regards to any of the projects or items included in the budget. After the draft budget presentation, there was a minor change to the budget made. If council will recall, during our budget presentation, our public works manager had mentioned that we were having an issue with one of our graders at the time. So there was an equipment breakdown in our public works department. So rather than doing a transfer to reserve of $70,000 for a future purchase of a grader, we have now reallocated to the capital account in order to be able to purchase and install a new transmission for our grader. Otherwise, the grader would have been out of service. So again, no impacts to the budget. It just meant that the monies we were earmarking for a transfer to reserve have now been utilized for the purchase of the installation of the new transmission. Again, no changes to the overall levy increase. We've completed a final review of all budget items, related tax assessments, and reviewed for any errors or omissions prior to our final presentation today. And so our final proposed tax rate increase is 4.71%. I have included for council's information, a detailed budget report within the council agenda today. I won't necessarily go through all of it. Most of the information we did already go over at our draft presentation on the 17th. Again, just a couple of highlights and summary points. Our overall levy increase from 25 to 26 is a total of $477,666, equating to a 4.71% municipal tax rate increase. So year over year, what this means in dollars for the tax rate portion or the municipal tax side, on $100,000 of assessment, that means that we're seeing an increase of $27.98. We've also included, just for council and the public's information, just where our 2026 tax dollars go. So 59% of your tax dollars stays within the municipality of Highlands East. 27% of your dollars go towards the county of Haliburton, with 14% going to education purposes. So overall, when you include the county of Haliburton's, ourselves, and the education rate on $100,000, you're looking at a tax dollar increase of $42.52. Again, for council's information, as well as the ratepayers, we've just included a couple of different bar graphs showing our revenue and expense comparisons year over year and from 26 to 25, some of our assessment growth information. And again, just where our net taxation requirements and where the monies are, the majority of our tax dollars are being spent. No big surprise here. The majority of our monies are being spent in the public works, the roads section, with a large piece also going to policing costs as well. So just another view for council to review the information. And it is our hope today, if council is in agreement with the presentation as prepared, that our budget will be passed and final tax rate bylaws passed today as well. So again, happy to take any questions, but again, no changes from the last draft that we saw on the 17th.
Hey, thanks, Britt. I think you've been, I'm going to call it a wizard, getting stuff pared down and getting things in order on the budget. And I'm extremely pleased with our rate that you've come up with. And I'm going to get you a thanks staff, and I can certainly do that later. Questions? Deputy Mayor Ryle.
Just saying stuff that I was talking about the last time. One of the things that, like I said, a guy like me, it's okay with a computer, but if you're sitting down looking at something, I prefer to have it in print. And when I printed some of it off, I needed a magnifying glass to kind of read it. So I'm kind of wondering, going forward, if we can come up with a format that is a little bit more compatible with the way that some of us do business. Like I say, I can't be carrying the computer around, but I often take a package and just sit and watch it. So I'm wondering if there's something we can do with any of our reports that require any kind of landscaping that takes us out a long distance, because you can't read it. That's all I'm saying. The good news is I picked it up from the time before, and as you say, not really much change. So I'm pretty good there. The other thing too, I was talking about the possibility of looking at projects and putting projects together. And then once I got thinking about that, I'm thinking maybe this is not the right place for that. Maybe what we should be looking at is when we get through go to the strategic plan and start looking at how the strategic plan is going to go forward. We can start looking at operational plans, costed out as to how we're going to achieve the things that we're going to do. If that's comfortable, examples I'm talking about, we were looking at the bylaw enforcement, how we're going to handle that. Some of the things we're doing with STRs, you know, other things that can fall into that category as to how we can consolidate it all. To me, that would be great. In summary, I think this is, like Mayor Burton said, I think this is absolutely great. You've done a wonderful job, and all I'm talking about is formatting and doing some rearranging. So I think the numbers are pretty good where they are.
And we can certainly do that, Britt.
Yes, absolutely. From a formatting perspective, if it just means enlarging and enhancing, we can certainly do that before printing. And then to your point, Deputy Mayor Ryle, with regards to your strategic planning notes, I think those are exactly where those discussions should happen, especially with council. We do them biannually, so we'll have one coming up in the spring just to kind of, again, recapture what we're looking to plan on having completed for this year. And then the one that we have in the fall, again, is an opportunity for council to then sit down and say, what direction and where do we want to go for next year? And so I think those are absolutely the time to have those conversations.
Okay, other questions? Resolution?
The council receive and accept the 2026 budget report as submitted by the CAO treasurer, and further, the council approves the budget estimates and tax rate bylaws at this meeting.
Could I have someone move? Deputy Mayor Ryle, second by Councillor Lewis. All in favor? It's carried. Administration CAO monthly report. Good.
Yes. Just share my screen. So as council can see, February into March has been another busy month within the administration and finance department. Again, I won't hit all of the information as I'm sure council's already reviewed most of it. Some of the information though, just again to touch base on the big projects that we were working on for the past month. There was a lot of work completed again by our short-term rental licensing staff with regards to getting the notifications set up, the survey set up for that public meeting that we're going to be holding in March. So it's great to have that out. On the 25th, the HR and payroll coordinator and myself participated in the labor management committee with our union. Again, the function of our committee is to discuss labor relation matters of mutual concerns to both parties. We did hold a roundtable discussion with our community user groups on March the 4th, and it was focused on our community center usage, addressing concerns previously raised by the groups. Both Deputy Mayor Ryle and Councillor Lewis were in attendance at this meeting, and the meeting provided an opportunity for some open dialogue and feedback. And so from that meeting, there are some follow-up action items that were identified. And we are going to be bringing a summary report and a full report to council as it's only 2 members of council were able to be at that meeting, so that all of council is in the know of the discussions that took place. Our tax department did complete our interim tax billing, so first installment payments are due by March 31st. Everybody should have their bills by now, and if they haven't, please reach out to finance staff to touch base. And the last thing I just want to comment on is that staff did submit an application to the Ontario Trillium Foundation, which is our capital grant stream, for the purchase and installation of an accessible playground. And this is for Hurley Park. This playground equipment would be in accordance with phase 2 of the park plan in conjunction with the pavilion that we also have happening this year as well. Announcements regarding funding takes about 6 months from the time of application. So once there's any updates, we'll be happy to share those with council as well. So take any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Resolution.
The council receive and accept the CAO monthly report, March 2026, as submitted by the CAO treasurer as information only.
If someone move. Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. Human Resources monthly report.
Good morning, Mayor and members of council. I'm not sure if anyone can hear me. My monitor's not working.
We can hear you.
Okay. You have before you the monthly human resource report for information. The recruitment process for the part-time short-term rental licensing officer is nearing completion. The recruitment for the temporary full-time general equipment operator in our public works and the full-time assistance environmental operator in the environmental department. Currently, the resumes are being reviewed and potential candidates will be scheduled in the near future. As Brittany mentioned, we recently had a labor management committee meeting, and any other payroll processing matters continue as normal. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments? Resolution.
The council receive and accept the Human Resources Monthly Report, March 2026, as submitted by the HR Payroll Coordinator for information purposes only.
If someone move, Counselor Strong, second by Counselor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Use of corporate resources for 2026 municipal and school board elections. That's in Robin.
Yes, good morning, council. So before you, this is one of the mandated bylaws that we have to bring forward in regards to the municipal and school board election, which is under the Municipal Elections Act. So with this corporate resource policy, it has remained pretty much the same as 2022's election. However, we did incorporate one new addition fully, and then an addition revision to one that already previously existed. So this is just establishing clear guidelines governing how municipal resources may be accessed and utilized during the municipal and school board elections. The policy is designed to protect the interests of council members, committee members, candidates, third-party advertisers, staff, and the municipality by ensuring that all municipal operations remain impartial and compliant with legislative requirements. So the policy basically is stipulating non-use of municipal facilities and resources that must be used exclusively for nonpartisan purposes and are not to be used for any election-related campaigning. It further ensures that incumbent council members do not receive any advantage arising from their position and provides consistent direction regarding the use of corporate resources by all candidates, again, third-party advertisers, staff, and members of the public. In the policy, the new additions are number 17, which outlines Highlands East councils shall not use live streaming meetings that are intended for normal municipal business to promote their campaign, for candidate debates, campaign announcements, or any event that could be interpreted as supporting or opposing a candidate. And the other addition is, which pertains to websites, that all websites or domain names that are funded by the municipality shall not be included in any election-related campaign material or links, but may include candidate contact information, which is your address, phone number, email address, and that is done at the time of when you file. You consent to letting us put that information onto the municipal website. And so this does need to be approved through council by June 1. And so here we are, we're a little bit ahead of the game. And if council has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thanks, Robin. Any questions at all? Deputy Mayor Rao.
I just have one, and that's first up, I understand that if you're going to run to be a candidate, you shouldn't be doing that. But for those of us who are incumbent, it doesn't affect anything that we're doing with regards to informing the public of what's going on within the business. In other words, if we had to have a public meeting over something, it doesn't really matter what it is, but there needs to be a public meeting where we would do that. So that would not fall under this.
Not as long as you're acting in your capacity of a current counselor and not foregoing your intentions of re-election or something like that. So
Perfect. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Got it.
Other questions? Resolution?
The council receive and accept the report use of corporate resources for the 2026 municipal and school board elections as submitted by the municipal clerk for information. And further, the council approves the bylaw and policy for use of corporate resources during the 2026 municipal and school board election at this meeting.
Could I have someone move? Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Council, I think we'll entertain probably a 10-minute break, and then I have a public meeting that we have to go into. We'll leave the regular meeting of council.
The council come out of the regular meeting of council at 10:47 a.m. for the scheduled public planning meeting, and it be declared open to discuss the following bylaw amendments made under section 34 of the Planning Act as amended pertaining to applicants Dowdall, Saint Marie, and Chichetto.
Could I have someone move? Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Public meeting?
The participants for the planning meeting wish to share the sentiments of the land acknowledgement statement delivered earlier at the start of the regular meeting at this time. This is a public planning meeting held pursuant to section 34 of the Ontario Planning Act. The purpose of this meeting is to provide the public with an opportunity to receive information, ask questions, and offer comments regarding the proposed zoning bylaw amendments under section 34 that are being considered by council. Section 34 addresses changes to zoning bylaws that regulate land use and development. If you wish to be notified of council's decision regarding the applications discussed today, please ensure you submit your request to me, Robin Rogers, the municipal clerk. So today we have 3 applications, council. The first one pertains to Greg and Kevin Dowdall. In Session 13, Part Lot 16 on Plan 230 and Lot 3 on Registered Plan 19R 7204, Part 2, Cardiff, now in the municipality of Highlands East, and the civic address of this property is 1107 Kinnear Road, roll number 4601-102-000-5900, file number RZ01-2026. We did receive comments from the County of Halliburton, and they stated the following, that they have no concerns, but did advise that the county does have a shoreline preservation bylaw applicable to the land located 20 meters from the high water mark of any lake in Highlands East. And if the applicants intend to undertake any site alteration work that involves the removal of trees or vegetation, or adding or removal of fill within this required setback, that the county should be contacted to confirm whether or not a permit is required. There were no comments received from members of the public. And so at this time, I would ask Chris Jones, the municipal planner, to provide an overview of the application.
Morning, Mr. Mayor and Council. You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 applications before you today. And this first one, applicant name is Dowdall. These folks are located at 1107 Kinnear Road on Monk Lake. If we just scroll forward to the site plan in my report. So these folks are in the process of acquiring the shore road allowance, and you can see the original shore road allowance identified in that survey. The lot is it's actually quite a large lot, just shy of 2 acres in size. The existing structures you can see on the lot include a detached dwelling with an attached deck. There is a detached garage, but I don't believe it's further back and it wasn't shown on the survey. And then a small wood storage structure. So as you can see, the attached deck and dwelling are located on the shore road allowance. And so that's really what's precipitating the need for the zoning bylaw amendment. Sorry, I just need to zoom in there a little bit. Yeah, existing setback for the dwelling is about 11.5 meters. The deck would be probably about 8.5 or 9. So that's the intent of the application. No expansion, no new development proposed as part of this application. It's recognizing the location of that existing dwelling. I don't have an issue supporting the amendment, but I have not haven't been able to get out to this site. Winter has made it difficult to get out and do site visits with so much snow on the ground, but I am hopeful I can get out in the next couple of weeks with some of the snow disappearing. So the I also indicated in the report that we were looking for the registered reference plan. I do understand subsequent to me finalizing this report that that registered plan is in hand. So just pending a site visit, which I hope to do in the next couple of weeks, we should be able to bring this back for council's agenda in April. That's my summary of this application, Mr. Mayor and Council.
Thank you, Chris. So at this time, there were no comments received from the public. Oh, I'm sorry, I already said that. There are no applicants in attendance, as well as there's no members of the public in attendance. Does council have any questions pertaining to this application at this time?
Questions? Deputy Mayor?
So just a quick one, Chris. On that sketch, there's a thing called Part 2, which looks like it's a hash thing up in the upper corner. What is that?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, on the sketch that you showed us, it just in the upper, almost the top of it, it just shows like almost like the equivalent of an X-Acto knife.
Oh,
Out.
My guess is that may be, again, I haven't been to the site. Usually these things become apparent once you're on the property. It could be a driveway right of way.
Okay.
Or potentially a hydro easement or something like that.
Okay, thank you.
So I don't know for sure. It stood out to me as well. And like I say, usually when I'm on site, I can put these things together pretty quickly as to what they mean. But it could be, again, the lay of the land could have historically made that they have a common driveway coming in there.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go to our next file. It pertains to zoning applicant Morgan St. Marie, located at concession 6, part lot 25, parts 4 to 7, and part lot 8 on registered plan 19R 6115 Glamorgan, now in the municipality of Highlands East. And the civic address on this is 1026 Eileen's Lane, roll number 4601. 902-24-800 and file number RZ02-2026. There were again comments received from the county of Halliburton. Again, they have their shoreline preservation bylaw, but also the county has requested that a copy of the registered site plan agreement be provided so they may keep it on file should current or future property owners contact the county regarding permit requirements. And again, regarding the shoreline, that if they are to take out any work, whether they require a permit or not. We did receive 2 comments just recently between today and yesterday from neighbors, and they are in favor of this application. So at this time, I would ask Chris to review this application.
So Mr. Mayor and Council, these folks are located at 1026 Eileen's Lane on Gooderham Lake, part of lot 25, concession 6. Applicant name is St. Marie. And these folks actually have a corner lot. It's quite a large lot with frontage on Eileen's Lane, which is private, and Pioneer Road, which is maintained. But as you turn the corner from Pioneer onto Eileen's, it's actually downhill to get into their to access their property and their driveway. So these folks actually been the subject of a couple of previous planning approvals. There was one in 2020, and that permitted expansion of the existing dwelling. If we just scroll forward to the site plan at Figure 2, again, it's a large property. There is the existing dwelling, ground floor area of just shy of 1,900 square feet, an attached deck. Sorry, when I said there was 2 prior planning approvals, I believe it was 16 or 17. There was another planning approval to replace and expand the attached deck. There is a detached garage on the property, 959 square feet. In that site plan, on the bottom left-hand corner, there is another structure that's a guest cabin. It's a dormant building, but it's sort of a historic cabin. And then a small storage building also located on the property. So the request here is to replace the existing garage. So again, in the top right corner, you see the existing garage adjacent to the tile bed. And if we scroll forward to figure 3, you can see the location in that shaded rectangle. That's the proposed garage. So the existing garage, again, with a floor area of just shy of 1,000 square feet. It's in a failing condition, I would say. Applicant's proposing to remove that and then replace it with the new structure, and that new structure would have a floor area of 92.9 square meters, which slightly exceeds the bylaw maximum of 70 square meters. It would also have an increased height of 6.2 meters, which is over the max height of 5.5 meters. In the location as well, in the proposed location, the proposed garage also modestly encroaches into that 20-meter shoreline setback. And the proposed setback is 18.6 meters. So, and if we scroll forward, I believe, yeah, figure 4 is the building plan for the garage. The applicant indicated he was looking for additional height to accommodate a higher door that would make it easier to store a boat, which has like a mast on it for wakeboard gear and that type of thing. So again, I've been to the property. It's a large property. The location of the garage is certainly workable, and I believe it improves upon the nature of the structure that is there. We have, again, that there has been some historic planning approvals. So I think that with this particular application, I think the time is right to apply a site plan agreement, which we have provided that to the applicant, and they have executed that agreement. And that agreement, in addition to sort of tying down the location of buildings and structures, has also included some shoreline restoration provisions, which the applicant was agreeable to. The amending bylaw, I believe, is in the agenda for council's consideration, and that's my summary of this application, Mr. Mayor and Council.
Okay, thank you, Chris. And we don't have the applicants in attendance, and there is no public that wish to speak to this application. Does council have any questions at this time pertaining to this application?
Questions? Seeing none.
All right. Okay, well, we'll move on to our final applicant, pertains to Chichetto and Hyam. Concession 7, Part Lot 21, Part 6 and 10 on Registered Plan 19R 4950 in Cardiff, which is now in the municipality of Highlands East. And their civic address is 1063 Joe Bay Lane, roll number 4601-101-65700. And the file number on this is RZ03-2026. We did receive, again, comments from the County of Halliburton, again, regarding the shoreline preservation bylaw, and to reach out to them to see if a permit is required or not. There were no comments received from the public. And so, Chris, if you would speak to this application, please.
So, Mr. Mayor and Council, this is the last application. The applicant name is Chichetto, and these folks are at 1063 Joe Bay Lane on Upper Potash Lake. The staff have actually been working with these folks for a while. Their property has a historic boathouse, a historic 2-story boathouse with an upper level guest cabin. A wet boathouse, it's in the water. In fact, if we just scroll forward to figure 3. That's a photo of the existing structure. So clearly over the water. And as I said, we've been working with this applicant for some time. And as council is aware, our official plan and zoning bylaw don't permit construction of new boathouses, whether they're dry land or in water. But existing lawful structures can be replaced like for like. So the the way this application has evolved was initially a proposal to replace the structure with a new larger or relocated structure. And again, on the basis that our policy and regulations essentially allow replacement of like for like, the applicant then sort of scoped it or dialed it back to replacing what's there. And I have been through the structure and seen it, and certainly have no problem sort of confirming or verifying that it has been there for some period of time. Now, what has led to the actual application for a zoning amendment? If we just scroll back to figure 2, and the council may be familiar with this because it was probably around this time last year that staff provided council with a report about the disposition of a portion of the submerged shore road allowance. So we go back to our original consultations with the applicant. Of course, at that time, we didn't have the benefit of the survey. And so, the assumption at that time was that the boathouse was over the water and therefore over Crown land. And so, again, subject to confirmation that it was a like for like structure, the municipality's perspective at that point was that he had to obtain a land use permit from the Crown. My understanding is that application proceeded with the M&R. That required the survey to be done. That survey revealed that the structure in question is, in fact, located partially on the submerged shore road allowance, and then partially the most outer part is actually over Crown land. And so the M&R, which is prepared to convey the water lot, won't convey that water lot unless the abutting submerged portion is owned by the applicant. And so that's why, again, about a year ago, staff took steps through council, and there was a council endorsement to convey that portion of the submerged road allowance. So to bring us to present day, again, this process is moving along. But as far as our zoning bylaw is concerned, there's a couple of things that have happened. Number one, the configuration of the lot has changed, albeit very modestly. But by virtue of the conveyance of these water lot portions to the upland portion, again, we technically have a quote new lot in the eyes of the zoning bylaw because it's been reconfigured. Added to that is the fact that, again, on this quote new lot under the eyes of the zoning bylaw, we are now recognizing an otherwise prohibited use. And so the combination of those two things is essentially led to this zoning amendment, which is basically putting the applicant in a position of making this or recognizing the existing boathouse as a lawful structure. As council is aware, lands covered by water in our zoning bylaw are called the lake zone. And so part of what this amendment would accomplish is to either rezone that portion of the lake zone or integrate it into an upland exception zone. Now, I don't have an amending bylaw on the agenda today. We are looking for just the final registered plan so that we have a proper legal description for the municipal submerged portion as well as the Crown portion. And with those registered legal descriptions, then we can prepare the zoning bylaw to recognize the resultant lot. So that's the backdrop of the application, Mr. Mayor and Council. And if there's any questions on that, feel free to let me know.
Thanks, Chris. Does council have any questions for Chris at this time?
Questions or comments, Deputy Mayor?
I just have one, Chris. I mean, it's obvious that the thing's sitting on the water. Having said that, the land under the water is part of are they gonna have to buy that piece of property, or how's this gonna work?
Yeah, so if we go back to, let's go back to figure 2. So, and I don't know, can we zoom in a little bit there? So this is a reference plan that is focusing on the municipal submerged. And again, it was about a year ago that staff would have brought a report to council. And essentially the same as a Shore Road purchase, basically agreeing to the disposition. There was a purchase price associated with that on I think it was on a square foot basis or something. And so to answer your question, yes, there will be a consideration or payment for that portion of the submerged. And then I believe it would be similar. There would be a similar transaction with the M&R for the Crown portion.
Eventually, that'll just be folded into their property and the perimeter of the property be changed.
Yeah, even though it's submerged land, again, it would be a water lot that is merged in title with the upland portion.
Thank you.
Chris, with the, I think you referred to them as living quarters. Is there plumbing or cooking or anything in there?
No, yeah, no running water, no plumbing. It's essentially a sleeping cabin without plumbing or bathroom or kitchen. So I've had a chance to again take a look at it, and as we move forward again, this part of what the zoning amendment accommodates is the ability to make that abundantly clear that that the nature of that upper floor is to be free of plumbing fixtures.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. We don't have the applicants or any members of the public in attendance to speak to this application. And if council has no further questions, then we will go into the recommendation. Questions? Okay. So the resolution coming forward, the Council for the Municipality of Highlands East receive and accept the planning reports pertaining to Dowell, St. Marie, and Chicheto, and that the zoning bylaw amendment pertaining to Dowell be deferred pending a site visit and registration of the reference plan. That the zoning bylaw amendment be approved pending confirmation that the site plan agreement has been executed by the applicant St. Marie. That the zoning bylaw amendment for Chicheto be deferred pending confirmation of the legal description for the Crown land that is subject to the disposition.
Could I have someone move? Councillor McKenzie, second by Councillor Lewis. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Adjourn.
That council adjourn the public planning meeting at 11:10 a.m. and that council reconvene to the regular meeting of council.
Could I have someone move? Deputy Mayor Riles, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Okay, council, we're back to planning, planning department monthly. Carmen.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Today's planning agenda includes a couple planning applications for Mayor and Council's consideration. Before you is the monthly planning report for the planning department, and I am available to answer any questions should you have.
You have any questions, comments, resolution?
The council receive and accept the planning department February 2026 operations report as submitted by the planning technician as information only.
Could I have someone move? Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. Shoreline road allowance purchase, bylaw stop up and close Conway. Sorry, Ben Leben.
So Shoreline Road Allowance purchase by law to stop up and close 1366 before Long Lane, Glamorgan, Van Leeuwen. The municipality of Highlands East received a complete application to purchase the Shoreline Road Allowance on August 25th, 2025. A plan of survey was provided with this application. As a part of the review process, a municipal bylaw officer attended the site. No areas of non-compliance were identified that required resolution prior to declaring the subject land surplus. The application was forwarded on to DeVry Frank Smith, being the solicitor who conducts the process on behalf of the municipality. The application has compiled with all policy requirements and third-party approval process. End of report.
Thank you. Any questions? Resolution?
That council receive and accept this report and the recommendation in this report to declare surplus and approve the bylaw to stop up, close, and convey the original Shore Road allowance at this meeting for the applicant Van Leeuwen, description of land, concession 15, part lot 12, 1366 before Long Lane, Kosh Long Lake, roll number 46019030019,800.
If someone move. Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. That Shoreline Road allowance purchase by a lot, stop up and close, Gedney.
Shoreline Road Allowance purchase, a bylaw to stop up and close, 1501 Rockcliffe Drive, Glamorgan, or Gedney. The municipality of Highlands East received a complete application to purchase the Shoreline Road Allowance on May 7th, 2024. The applicant has completed the required zoning bylaw amendment, bylaw number 2026-12, to bring the property into compliance and has entered into a site plan agreement with the municipality. With these matters resolved, the municipality is in a position to finalize the conveyance. The application was forwarded on to DeVry Frank Smith, being the solicitor who conducts the process on behalf of the municipality. The application is compiled with all policy requirements and third-party approval processes. End of report.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Resolution?
The council receive and accept this report and the recommendation in this report to declare surplus and approve the bylaw to stop up, close, and convey the original Shore Road allowance at this meeting for applicant Gedney, description of land, concession 15, lot 11, 1501 Rockcliffe Drive, Kosh Long Lake, roll number 46019030017,900.
If someone move. Councillor Strong, second by Councillor Lewis. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Request for shoreline lot projection alteration lands of Schultz and Jones.
Yes, request for shoreline lot line projection alteration 1129 Kinnear Road, Cardiff, Shantz Jones. On February 19th, 2026, the applicant submitted a letter to the planning department requesting an alteration to the straight line projection of the side lot line associated with their shoreline road allowance purchase. The applicants are requesting the alteration in order to accommodate an existing shed that was constructed to serve as a part of the Lakes Fire Association. The shed houses a fire pump and associated equipment intended for use on the lake, and the applicants wish to retain the structure in its current location. The applicants currently have an active application for the purchase of the shoreline road allowance, as well as an unopened road allowance that bisects their property. And the condition of the purchase of the shore road allowance includes the removal and relocation of the shed to a compliant location. In its current location, the shed's eaves encroach 0.94 meters and 0.64 meters into the adjacent municipally owned shore road allowance. If you should have any questions, Municipal Planner Chris Jones will answer them, and that is the end of my report.
Great, thanks, Carmen. I suppose I do, and I'm going to be looking for you or Chris to recommend probably option 1 or 2 and maybe the reasons why.
Sure, Mr. Mayor, I can quickly speak to that. I have been to this property. And incidentally, the name, there's a Jones associated with this and no relation to me, at least as far as I know. So yeah, the structure in question, I believe at the initial staff report on the disposition of the shore road, it was requested to relocate that structure, which is a fairly standard requirement. Having been to the property, having seen the structure, it's not large. I don't think it's a sleeping cabin. It's doesn't seem like it's big enough to be. It's shrouded in there fairly well. So it's not an ostentatious thing. And sort of on top of that, again, these folks are headed towards a zoning amendment eventually. And so provisions can be made in that zone exception that while it may recognize this structure as a pump house or utility building, the bylaw could limit or restrict further buildings or structures in the shoreline, sort of as a compensation or negotiation, if you will. So that's, yeah, it would require it's because the location of the structure just is sort of off the straight line of the extension of the lot line through the shore road. So it would require a bit of a blip out. But again, it's not on, it wouldn't be on a neighbor's property. It's just an extension of the shore road. So I don't really see an impact there. And so I really see option one as probably the most workable option going forward as opposed to an encroachment agreement.
Thank you. Any other questions? Resolution?
So is it council's wish for option one? Okay. The council receive and accept the report request for shoreline lot line projection alteration, 1129 Kinnear Road, lands of Chance and Jones from the planning technician as information, and further that council chooses option number one, being council authorizes a minor adjustment and enlargement to the shore road disposition as part of the shoreline road allowance purchase to include the existing shoreline storage shed, an emergency pump house, subject to the submission of a revised reference plan providing a maximum setback of 0.3 meters from the new lot line abutting the encroaching building, and further said building shall be recognized by the zoning bylaw amendment as a non-habitable storage building and pump house.
Could I have someone move? Deputy Mayor Ryle, second by Councillor Lewis. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. County Council reports, we do have a meeting tomorrow. Cease, I know you probably have something from the health unit that you may like to just touch. I know you have a meeting tomorrow with it.
Yeah, at this point in time, I think it's, there's a lot of things going on, and we're having meetings with the with the province on a whole bunch of different things. So I think it's a little too much up in the air right now to give you any kind of a report. But most of it is going to be related to the opportunity to get additional funding in 2027. And we're working on that. So,
okay, thank you. I guess we're down to resolutions from other municipalities.
The council receive and file the resolutions from other municipalities, levels of government as submitted for the regular meeting of council of March 10th, 2026.
Have someone move? Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Correspondence.
That council received the correspondence as submitted at the March 10th, 2026 regular meeting of council.
Have someone move? Deputy Mayor Ryle, second by Councillor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. We're going to leave the regular meeting and get ready to go into closed. Robin?
That council moves out of the regular meeting into the closed meeting in order to discuss matters pertaining to 239B, personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, and labor relations or employee negotiations pertaining to the building department. C, a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board pertaining to shore road allowance, Chance and Jones. And E, litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality or local board, as well as F, that is advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose pertaining to the Aboriginal Housing Services Corporation.
Could I have someone move? Councillor Lewis, second by Councillor McKenzie. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you.
Here. Okay. That council rise from the closed meeting and reports the following. Council discussed the items as stated within the regular meeting of council agenda and directed the staff and officials to carry out All actions as approved in the March 10th, 2026 closed meeting of council.
If someone moved, Counselor Lewis, second by Counselor Strong. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Bylaws.
That bylaws number 2026, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32, which are agenda items 14, 14.1 to 14.9, be received, approved, and enacted at this March 10th, 2026 regular meeting.
If someone moved, Counselor Lewis, second by Deputy Mayor Ryle. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. No notice on motion. Confirmation bylaw.
That bylaw number 2026-33 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting of March 10th, 2026 be received, approved, and enacted.
If someone moved, Counselor Lewis, Counselor Strong, all in favor. It's carried. Adjournment.
That council adjourn the March 10th, 2026 meeting at 12:06 PM and to meet again on March 24th, 2026 at 9:30 AM for the regular meeting of council pertaining to short-term rental program and bylaw review.
It's moved by Counselor McKenzie, second by Deputy Mayor Ryle. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Thank you, council. Thank you, staff.